Hello, everybody. It's your old pal, Ron, from xTreme Sequences. Got a lot to cover today. I bit the bullet yesterday. I did the unthinkable. I said I wasn't going to do it so fast, but doggone it. The xLights curse just gets the best of me. I can't control myself. I try. I've reached out for professional help. Doesn't work on me. Gosh almighty, what have I done? I've installed xLights 2020.6. Now, before this video gets put out, .7 will probably be out, so hopefully I'm not rushing this video, but there are some things I think you need to know, and really from the perspective of sequencing. Man, there's a lot of you folks out there really taking sequencing by the horn and coming up with some cool stuff and really eager to learn. I'm here to help. Let's talk about the subject I'm going to cover today with 20.6. As you can see, it's in front of you. I'm recording the screen. I see most of you reading through it. Oh, what's it going to talk about? Well, it's not just about the setup tab in 20.6. There are some other things. And you could always see these in the release notes section from xlights.org or all sorts of places, or Keith's Facebook, not his Facebook page, his YouTube page, somewhere out there. Just search Keith Wesley and you'll find he makes videos, or xlights.org, you'll find videos there. And then there's me, my videos. A little bit different. I try not to make them too dry. Try to have a little fun. I'm a bit of a kook. You know that. Anyway, here are the top 6 things I'm going to cover in this video. New controller tab. Yay! I like it. I really do. Dominant frequency color effect for VU meter. I've not tried that, so I'll probably put it on pause and work on it and then come back. I don't know. Timing track divisions. Now this is really cool, and I need to show you how this works and maybe why it's a good thing. More nodes for circles and custom models. Could it be that's there because of the amazing high density revolution in pixel lighting? I don't know. But doggone it, those Gilberts at Gilbert Engineering, what a hornet's nest they've stirred with a bunch of these high density props. Oh, the audacity! I guarantee you, all the pixel sellers and all the controller sellers are loving it. Now, as a sequencer, you would think, oh, it's so good for me. But guess what? It takes longer to sequence these things because there's so many submodels. It's so much fun to have. But I will prevail. I'll hunker down and I'll make it happen because it is so much fun. Also, ordered node selection for submodels. Wow. This is really what made me jump the gun and go to .6. Okay, if for anything else, this was the big one for me, the ordered node selection for submodels. And we're going to do one of these. I'm going to show you how to do this. And not only does this work with custom models, it also works with xLights native models, which we will be working with today. And I'll show you some cool things that you might think about to be a little more creative with native submodels for xLights. Interesting, huh? Are you curious? You should be. And then, of course, one that was a little surprising to me, and I thought, wow, why would you do that? And then I went, oh, I totally get it. Export model as a .gif image. That's a graphics interface format. Yeah, something like it. It's what allows these images to have movement. And I've used a lot of these over the years for my matrix and megatrees because it's just a snippet of movement that looks like a video. But it's not really a video. It's images that have slight adjustments for each frame. That's all it really is. And they're fairly easy to create. But xLights allows us to take a model, take that effect, and turn it into a GIF image. And we'll talk about and show what you can use that for. So first of all, let's get started with this new controller tab. Very important. And I've been hearing some grumblings out there, some failed executions of installing the software. And I think xLights was very clear about the do's and don'ts before you update to 2020.5 or of course now .6, and that is to make sure you have contiguous universes per controller in the setup. And I have always ran mine like this, except maybe for 2016 when I had no clue what I was doing, but I quickly corrected that course, and this is the way I've always done it. This is the way I teach it. And my xLights from the past came over with flying colors. There were no issues. One thing you will need to do is if you want to put the description back in there, you certainly can, because it will not carry the description. It also does not carry the model. You will definitely want to go in here and hopefully the name you gave that controller, hopefully you gave it some Scooby clues as not only where it might be located, but what is it? And this is just something I did by default. And thank goodness, because now I don't have to go dig out my controllers and figure out which one's an F2, F16, V2, V3. They're in the name, which is great. And you want to come over here. So this is an F48. Make sure you choose F48. If it's an F16 V2, make sure you come over here and add that to the list, F2. This is what will allow you to use the visualizer. And so far, the visualizer looks solid. If I go to my F48, I go on the visualizer, which is at the bottom center here. It shows all of my models, anything that may be daisy chained, sharing ports. For instance, this is pixel port 18, and it is daisy chaining between these props. Cool, cool, cool. Simple, simple. Other than that, I have not noticed anything different that I need to be aware of. If you are starting a show from scratch, I believe the setup's going to be slightly different, and I haven't done that. I will be working with that, where I basically build a show from the ground up and use some of the other features when doing so. Okay? But we still have use start channel, controller. We still have a lot of the same things. So I'm not seeing a difference in here thus far. So more to come on that later. All right, let's jump to timing track divisions. This is pretty cool. So I'm going to create a new animation. Oh, well, maybe I have one here. We don't have to create anything. I have an animation. There we go. I've got nothing going on here. No timing tracks. What I want to do is put together a timing track, and I'll just go with 100 milliseconds. That should be enough. And we'll just kind of zoom in, take a look at this. We'll go to the beginning. I can click on this first one here and right click divide timing. And usually it used to just say split. Now it says divide timing as, and you could tell it. I want 2, I want 3, I want it to be divided by 4, and then you get this. Let's do the next one. I'll click on it, right click, divide timings. What happens if I do it by 6? Nope, 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 nope. There's only so many frames you can put in that time. How about this one? Divide by 3. Oh, that's beautiful. Although that doesn't quite look right. It really doesn't. Let's do this. I'm going to grab a selection of these. Right click, divide timings, divide by 3. Let's see what that does. Okay, that's looking good. So I wish the highlight doesn't really change the color that I can see on here, but it'd be nice if I could see when it's selected, know what I selected, because I can take all of these. If I had really intricate patterns just through these bars here, it'd be nice to do this. Right click, divide timings, divide by 4, bada boom, bada bang, done, done. That's nice. That is really, really nice. So you can do that with any timings, no matter how they're created. Grab it. And I believe there's also a, there's an undo. Let's see what happens if I hit Control Z. Yep, it takes you back. So if you make a mistake, you can keep hitting Control Z and it takes those away, which is a very nice thing to add in here. So thank you, xLights, for that. All right, beautiful, 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 beautiful. Let's take a look at this next thing we want to look at. More nodes for circles and custom models. This is a big one. Everybody's jumped on the gravy train for the high density. I don't think it's any secret. Gilbert Engineering unleashed the beast last year. It got people all excited about it. They got me excited about it, so it was only natural for others to pick up and take some time and devote attention to high-density models. Totally get it. Cool. So what I want to do here is look at this circle. This was created in xLights as a native file. Just as these models over here from Gilbert Engineering called Grand Illusion were. These have 1,000. This has 640. And again, you get more bang for the buck, in xLights I'll tell you this, if you have a native file for a prop like this, than if it were a custom model. Okay, but what I'm about to show you, you could do with custom models or these native files. And we are going to click on, let me get this window up here just a little bit. We're going to click on submodels here. Now I have no submodels for this. I created one called quarter spokes. And what I want to do is just that, just create quarter spokes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 3 rows so that there are 4 total. So all I want is a straight line down, straight line across, straight line up, and a straight line across, and just make 4. That's it. I'm going to call it quarter spokes. Very elementary, but I think you'll get the point. So I'm going to double click on this. Let's just make this really big. And I'm going to start with 1. 165, 129, 193. Hold on. What's going on down here at the bottom? Whoa! So check it out. Based on the order that you double click on these cells, it is putting it in that order. I cannot tell you how helpful this is going to be for creating custom models or creative custom models for these models here that are from xLights natively. It's brilliant. If you make a mistake, you double click on 193 again, it goes back, takes it off. Click on 193, just do these like this. And there's my first one. And then we'll check it. Yep, that looks good to me. Perfect. We double click on the next line. And this time we want to go over to 17. Because it's every 16 is the separation between what we want. That looks good. Click OK. Let's double check that. Looks good. The next one is going to be 33. Beautiful. So easy. So easy. And then the last one. Double click that. Scoot this window over. And this is going to be 49, I believe. And let's check our work. It is. So we have this one, this one, this one, this one. Or if you click on the word node ranges, it shows all of them. And so we have created our first quarter spokes submodel for an xLights native model very quickly, very efficiently. This is just awesome. Now, as a sequencer, it probably means a lot more to me than it does you, and I'll show you why. Let me just save that. Let me go over here to my Grand Illusion and show you what I did with some submodels in here. And I haven't even begun to tap into what I want to do. I created a whirlywig, which if you look at all this, look at that. There's my whirlywig. And that's my whirlywig odd, or I could have called it whirlywig left. And then there's a whirlywig even. And if I click on that, it's that. So these are some things I've never done before, but now it's opening up a huge amount of opportunities for creating custom submodels with all sorts of effect possibilities. Here's flower 1. Now this was me just goofing, but I really liked the effect of it in the sequence I just did called, what was it called? Oh, I Want You for Christmas. That one by Cheap Trick. So if I click on all the node ranges, I think this works. Maybe it doesn't. No, it doesn't, because I used separate. Now, I could have just created it as a single one and put them all down the row, but I put all of these into a submodel group. Okay, and if we go over to this section here, let me go up here very quickly to find the model, GE, Grand Illusion. Here we are. So there's my flower group. And you can see I have for both props flowers, Grand Illusion 1 and Grand Illusion 2, 1 through 16 and 1 through 16. And then I also have my Whirlywig group even and my Whirlywig group odd and all. So odd, even, and then everything. And the effects look pretty cool. I won't get into that right now, but just know they're pretty cool. And next up on the list is export model as GIF image. Why in the world would y'all want to do that? Well, let's say you have a mega tree and we want to put a cool little effect on there. And let's give it a little 3D, a little extra color, a little, ooh, there we go, there we go. And let's just copy this, paste this, and we'll just flip that horizontally, and there's our effect. Oh, but I want that to turn. There we go, there it is, beautiful. So what if I wanted this on my matrix? Okay, cool, let me show you how. We are going to now go to Model, Export, and we have a choice called GIF. In here, there's all these, that's where I'm going to save it to. In here, there are different choices, but the newest one added is GIF. And I'll click OK. And that has saved that into a folder. And you'll see right here, it's put it into my root directory of my xLights Christmas 3D called Megatree. Fantastic. Next, we can add a pictures effect. Let's maybe put this onto the matrix. And we'll browse for that. And that's going to be right here, Megatree. Click open. Well, it's fairly underwhelming, isn't it? Let's render that. Let's see what it does. Maybe because it's just so fast. Yeah. That's okay, but I'm not blown away by it. So let's take another example. Let's drop a single strand effect on a flake. Now, I'm going to warn you. Do not do this, right click and export as a GIF image for a group. It will lock up xLights and crash it. I promise you, just crashes. If you want to purposely crash xLights, try to do that. You got to do it at the single model level. That's the rule. Okay, so let me drag this down here to, double click on the flakes, Ron. There we go. There's a flake. There's a Gilbert Engineering A flake. And let's change this to, let's go, that's not what I want. That'll work. And let's give it 2. So, yeah, let's do 3. That's my effect. Okay. And we'll slow it down just a little bit. Perfect. Now I'm going to right click on this, Model, Export, click OK. It's done. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to change this from Megatree to Flake A. It's just thinking. It's just thinking. Let me render it. And let me stretch this out. Maybe, that's not even 2 seconds because I didn't put that much in there. Let me just get out of here a little bit. That's much better. That's much better. But anyway, you get the same effect on your matrix. And I think that's pretty cool. And what I should have done, honestly, is made this much longer. So that's 5 seconds. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to, one more time, I am going to Model, Export, we'll overwrite the tree. I hope it overwrites the tree. Let's see if it does. Browse, Megatree. That's much better. See, if you're dealing in milliseconds and you're not dealing in seconds, naturally that's not going to look super, super great. Okay. So now we've got the same effect on the matrix. Let's do it one more time. This time we will use the single line tool. You can see it's much slower now. Let's speed that up a little bit. Right click on it, model, export, GIF image. It's going to override it, which is great. I'm glad it doesn't ask me to override it. Just another step. And let's go back to this and change this to the flake. And it should be a nice controlled flake spin on the matrix. Beautiful. That's not bad. Now, no matter how far we pull this out, I don't know that that impacts the speed. Well, yes, it does. Isn't that interesting? But as you know, with picture image effects, you can change the speed of that effect. So we could take the frame adjustment and bring it down real slow or make it real fast. Probably wouldn't go too crazy with that. Well, that thing's just kind of got a mind of its own now, doesn't it? And put it back. There we go. And that's kind of a cool thing. I do kind of dig that. And I suppose we could probably add movement. Let's see what happens if we add movement. I'm not promising anything here. It does work. It does. How cool is that? Be nice if there was a value curve with the next to the movement so I could go back and forth. Of course, I could go to my rotozoom. Yep. But anyway, I thought that was pretty cool, pretty clever to give us the ability to take effects from virtually any model. Not model group, but model. It's really a nice enhancement for people that like the sequence like myself. Okay, I'm getting long in the tooth with the time, and I want to finish it right here. I appreciate you checking all this stuff out. I'll look at the VU meter later and see what that's about. Now, I'm not really sure right now. I haven't had a chance. As you know, it's early in the season. Everybody stay cool. If you have any questions, let me know. Take care. God bless.